You're lying on the couch, doing nothing, and inside anxiety starts creeping in, like you're letting someone down, like you should be doing something else right now, anything but this. You haven't done anything wrong. You're just resting, but your body reacts like you're guilty of something. This isn't laziness. It's a built-in mechanism. It's over 10,000 years old. And it has a reason. It's called rest guilt. It's not about you. It's about the fact that your brain still runs on Stone Age rules. 300,000 years ago, there were no days off. Food didn't keep for long. If you didn't gather it today, you risked going hungry tomorrow. Rest wasn't a reward. Rest was a risk. Anyone who relaxed too early, too often, was less likely to survive the next winter. The ones who survived weren't the calmest. They were the most alert. About 10,000 years ago, people started growing their own food. They learned to store grain, but the brain didn't catch up nearly as fast. Instead of counting how much food did I gather, it started counting something new. How much did I get done? Work, tasks, to-do lists. It starts to feel like you only matter when you're producing something. You stop and that old alarm switches back on, as if doing nothing were the same as starving. Your brain runs on a simple rule. Get something done, get a small hit of dopamine, that I did good feeling. Do nothing, get nothing. And your brain doesn't read that emptiness as everything's fine. It reads it as something's wrong. You sit down to rest, and a thought pops up on its own. I could be answering emails right now. I could be useful. That's not a conscious choice. It's an anxiety signal. It switches on by itself without asking permission. Your brain confuses two very different things. One is a real threat to survival. The other is just the feeling, I'm not doing enough. To your brain, they sound equally loud. The longer the rest lasts, the louder that inner voice gets. Not because rest is actually dangerous, but because your brain still measures safety by how much you've gotten done. But that's not the whole story. There's a second reason, and it's not biology. It's what we were all taught. From childhood, most people get praised for a reason. They get praised for results, a good grade, a finished task, something you can show someone else. Doing nothing almost never gets praised. So a quiet rule forms inside you. I'm worth exactly what I produce, not who I am when I'm simply resting. Now add a phone in your hand, even while you're resting. Notifications that never stop. The sense that somewhere out there, while you're lying still, someone else keeps moving forward. Your brain already doesn't trust doing nothing, and now it gets extra proof. Relaxing isn't safe, because the world doesn't stop just because you did. That's why rest rarely feels like actual rest. Your body is still. But the anxiety keeps running in the background, as if you were still working. Here's what's interesting. This problem used to be solved with rules, not willpower. Thousands of years ago, many cultures independently invented the same thing, a mandatory day of rest, one day a week where working simply wasn't done, sometimes even forbidden by law or religion. It wasn't advice like rest if you feel like it. It was a rule for everyone at once. If everyone around you is resting, there's less guilt. You're not the only one who stopped. In some warmer countries, a similar idea appeared in the middle of the day, a long break during the hottest hours. Again, not a personal choice, but a habit shared by an entire society. And today? Today there's almost no shared rule that says, everyone can stop right now. The opposite, actually. Social media constantly shows someone who's working right now, someone launching a project, someone waking up at 5 a.m. chasing success. Rest used to be shared and permitted. Today it's become a personal choice you almost have to justify to everyone. That doesn't mean the past was perfect. But people had one advantage back then. They didn't have to fight this guilt alone. Let's make it simpler. Here's what this actually looks like on an ordinary day. Saturday. You haven't planned anything. You're just lying there. 20 minutes in, a list is already spinning in your head. Laundry, replies, cleaning. None of it is urgent. But it feels like all of it is urgent at once. That's not because those tasks are actually important right now. It's because your brain can't tell the difference between I could work and I need to work to survive. Here's another example. You're on vacation. Beautiful place, good weather, and part of you still checks email just in case. It's not that email matters more than rest. It's that checking gives your brain a small hit of safety, like it's saying, see, I'm still watching for threats. Everything's under control, and rest without that check feels like losing control, even if nothing was actually lost. That's why just forcing yourself to rest rarely works. You're not arguing with laziness. You're arguing with a system that's been in charge of your survival for thousands of years. Here's the thing. The guilt you feel while resting isn't proof that you're lazy. It's an old alarm system. It confuses calm with danger. 10,000 years ago, it was almost always right. Today, it's almost never right. You're not risking not surviving the winter because of one quiet evening. But your body still thinks otherwise. Rest isn't something you have to earn by getting things done. It's a basic need, just like sleep or food. It's just harder to notice as a need because it doesn't produce anything you can show off. You can lie there and do nothing. That doesn't mean you're letting anyone down. It means your system finally got something it needed for a long time. One simple thing that helps. Next time you feel guilty while resting, don't argue with the feeling. Just name it, out loud or in your head. This is an old alarm. It's wrong. You don't have to force it to shut off. Just recognizing it is enough to turn the volume down a little. When was the last time you actually rested without feeling like you should have been doing something else? Tell me in the comments. Sometimes just noticing that guilt is enough to make it a little quieter. If this video explained something you'd felt but could never name, hit like. It helps the channel, and it directly tells the algorithm to show this video to more people who needed to hear it too. And if you're curious how else your brain works, the things that feel like weakness or personality or just being weird, subscribe. That's exactly what this channel is about. See you in the next video. Until then, go ahead and just lie there. No guilt required. It's allowed.